Welcome back, class. In this lesson, we will talk about 5 keys to unlocking your memory's full potential. But before we get started, let me ask you. Do you remember your 20 words, the sun list? Did you do your homework and review it? Remember, learning is not a spectator sport. You need to roll up your sleeves and get involved. So, let's get started with the 5 keys for unlocking your memory's full potential. Jim Kwik uses the acronym BMOM. The B stands for believe. But what does that mean? Henry Ford once said that whether you think you can, or you think you can't, you're right. So, if you believe you can, or you believe you can't, either way, you are right. This is an important lesson, because I can teach you the most effective techniques for memorizing information, but if you don't believe in yourself by thinking things like I'm not smart enough or I have a bad memory, you're setting yourself up for failure in remembering what you learn. Your brain operates much like a supercomputer, but just as a computer's performance hinges on its software, so too does your brain's effectiveness depend on the beliefs and self-talk you nurture or feed into your brain. When you repeatedly tell yourself, I'm not good at learning, I have a bad memory, or I'm not good at math, what do you think your brain is programmed to do? That's right, it will take those statements to heart and respond accordingly, following the mental programming you've been feeding your brain. You see, Kelly Lee Phipps wisely said that if you argue for your limitations, you get to keep them. Thus, recognize that your beliefs, thoughts, or self-talk have power. This does not mean having a negative thought will ruin your brain's potential. Everyone has self-doubts or negative thoughts, but it is the consistency or repetition that can have a negative effect on our cognitive abilities. So, you want to keep your beliefs, thoughts, and self-talk positive. Let's move on to the next letter. The E, in BMOM, means exercise. This includes physical exercise. When you move your body, it produces brain-derived, neurotrophic factors, a protein essential for helping brain cells to survive and thrive. It also promotes the creation of new brain cells, a process known as neurogenesis. Think of brain-derived, neurotrophic factors as a kind of fertilizer for your brain, which nourishes and supports its growth. Exercise isn't just about physical activity, it also involves mentally rehearsing what you've learned. Let's explore this topic further. If I ask you to finish the following sentence, practice makes what comes to mind? Think about what comes to mind. Perfect? No, it's not perfect because there is always room for improvement. An American football coach, Vince Lombardi, once said, "Practice makes permanent." The quote suggests that repetition becomes permanent, and behaviors become a habit or automatic action. Using the principles of neuroplasticity, practice is made permanent because neural pathways or traces of memories are consolidated in the brain's neocortex. So, once again, practice makes what? Yes, that's right, permanent. So, to make the information you learned permanent, you need to exercise or practice what you learned regularly. Now, the third key to unlocking your memory's full potential is represented by M, in BMOM. The M stands for motivation. What is your motivation for learning and remembering? Why do you think motivation is important for learning and memory? Well, would you remember if someone offered you $1 million to remember 5 names? My guess is yes, because $1 million is a strong motivation to remember. Even if you have never taken a memory course to train your brain, you will remember because you have a reason to remember. Your reason to remember will heighten your level of motivation, which influences your mind to focus on one task and ignore everything else. Thus, your memory isn't solely tied to your ability, it's driven by your motivation. But how can you apply this principle to improve your memory? Before learning and remembering information, ask yourself, what is my level of motivation to memorize the information on a scale from 1 to 10? If your self-score is at 4, ask yourself, what can I do to increase my score to 6 or higher? One way to increase your score is to explore your reason for remembering, by asking why. Why do you need to learn and remember this information? Your response may be a what or what you get from learning a subject, for example, an A in a class. While your what is valuable, you need to keep digging deeper until you find your why. Your why is your purpose, which can trigger chemicals in the brain that motivate you to learn and remember. Moving on to the next letter, the O in BMOM stands for observation. When we forget or fail to recall something we thought we learned, it is often not about our retention, but more about our attention. You see, the art of memory is the art of attention. For instance, without using the internet, challenge yourself to recall the colors of each letter in the Google logo, in the correct sequence. Most of us have encountered this logo countless times. However, seeing or hearing something doesn't equate to memorizing information. Despite having seen it, recalling the specific colors, blue, red, yellow, blue, green, and red is surprisingly difficult to recall. Have you ever faced a similar situation during an exam? You've studied the material, so you know you've studied or at least seen it before, yet the answer escapes you. Why is that? During your study sessions, you might not be fully focused. Perhaps you were multitasking. So, the essence of memory lies in attention. It's less about retention and more about the level of focus you provide while learning. If your attention isn't unwavering during the learning process, you may struggle to successfully encode or record new memories. So, what is the solution? Practicing mindfulness can enhance your ability to concentrate, promoting a singular focus that unlocks your brain's potential for learning and retaining information. This is the O, or observation in BMOM. Now, the last letter in BMOM is M, which stands for methods or techniques. These are the tactics and strategies to improve your memory. The reason methods are taught at the end is that it's essential to first address your self-beliefs. Building confidence in yourself lays a strong foundation for improving memory. Moreover, you should physically move your body and mentally practice what you've learned. But don't forget that motivation plays a vital role in enhancing memory, along with observation and focus attention. These 4 methods will significantly increase your memory, even without the methods. But, you'll be excited to discover that this memory program will also teach you techniques or methods to elevate your memory to new heights. I'm excited to share these methods with you in our upcoming lessons, and I can't wait to see you next time.